Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 152. Now, last week I said I was going to do my first Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon, 1973, starring the late great Bruce Lee, John Saxon, Anna Capri, Bob Wall, She Kin, and introducing Jim Kelly as Williams, the late great Jim Kelly. But yeah, Enter the Dragon. This was the most memorable of all of Bruce Lee's films. I mean, not many people out there are that familiar with Bruce Lee's films, but when they see Enter the Dragon, then they know exactly what they're watching. They know exactly what they're watching. Yeah, this movie though, it gave a lot of inspiration to a lot of martial arts films that came further down the line. Not only martial arts films, but martial arts themed video games. One I'm going to cover next week, but yeah, this movie though, 100% the core of all martial arts films. I mean, it's like the golden standard, the measuring stick. And yeah, when it comes to Bruce Lee, you can't go wrong with it. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, man, you got John Saxon in this movie, and not many people know, but he is a legitimate martial artist, black belt in judo and Shotokan karate. I mean, I didn't know it myself until I did the research, but yeah, seeing him do his thing in this movie, yeah, that's him, So hey, yeah, young man at the time, so it fits. But we all know him from the Nightmare on Elm Street films, the two Nightmare on Elm Street films and Black Christmas, anybody that's horror fans out there, But yeah, this movie, got a lot of legends in it, Saxton, Lee, Kelly, but yeah, Jim Kelly though, this movie, his first ever movie, the Black Samurai himself. And this is his first movie, Yeah, next thing you know, he did movies like Black Samurai and Black Belt Jones, and of course, he rocked this motherfucker like 3 the hard way. So yeah, I tell you, this movie, yeah, it gave you a lot of future stars, man. And yeah, even though Enter the Dragon was Bruce Lee's most famous film, unfortunately, it was his last completed film. I mean, yeah, after this movie, he did. There was another movie called Game of Death, but it was not finished. Even though the movie was made and it was distributed, it was put out there, and a lot of people saw it. The movie was still not finished. Not at all. I mean, they just composite Bruce Lee in silly ways to complete the movie, but in Bruce's vision, it was not finished. So, as far as I'm concerned, we have not really seen the movie because we did not see it in Bruce's vision. So yeah, whatever you thought you saw in Game of Death, yeah, you probably seen a few scenes that he has done, but the movie is not finished, so you didn't see anything really. But this movie on right here, even though it's his most famous film, it is his last completed film. And yeah, it was the most successful. This was the blockbuster movie, and the first movie he done in America. First movie done in America. They filmed it over in Hong Kong, but it's an American picture completely, under the Warner Brothers banner. This is an American picture, so yeah, the first movie he done in America, and huge blockbuster hit, made him the cemented him as the martial arts star in now Western culture, as opposed to Eastern culture, where he was the big superhero, the big superstar at that time. But yeah, I tell you, man, this movie, it just gave you. It gave you everything. It gave you a lot of action. It gave you hot women. It gave you culture. It gave you everything, And yeah, it delivered on so many levels. It delivered. I mean, every moment in a movie, it was just going up, every moment. Hit you on so many levels, and it's just going up. Great elevation all throughout. And with the fight scenes too, you hear stories about martial artists doing their fighting, and then they got to be told to slow it down a bit because they are way too fast to be captured on camera. And man, I tell you, if you see Bruce Lee do his thing, I would like to see him actually do his thing when the cameras weren't rolling. He's too fast to be caught on camera, so you had to slow it down. I would love to see how fast he really was, man. But yeah, this movie, it delivered. And, this movie, it also introduced mixed martial it also introduced mixed martial arts to the world. The first scene in the movie, the first time you saw a mixed martial arts fight on screen was the first scene in this movie when Bruce and Sammo Hung fought. And Sammo Hung had to job for him, But hey, Bruce didn't need nobody to job for him anyway. The man is so superior. He could have beat Sammo Hung regardless. So yeah, but yeah, I tell you though, yeah, the very first mixed martial arts fight. He had the kendo gloves, He had the shorts, the kendo gloves, and he beat him by submission. Sammo Hung had to tap out to the fight. At the end of the fight, he had to tap out because Bruce put him in that. He locked him in that submission. So yeah, not only Bruce won the fight, but he won by submission. And still, you know, you can picture Big John McCarthy right there in the middle of it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get on. Come on. And here Mike Goldberg. And here we go. Yeah, so Bruce and Samuel, they went at it. They exchange a few shots. Bruce is getting them with some good shots, good clean shots. Next thing you know, he turned the fight around. You know, he hit him with some throwing techniques. Next thing you know, he grabbed a hold of him, locked him in a submission. Samuel had to tap. And I could hear Mike Goldberg, it is all over. You know, even though they weren't in the octagon, they weren't in no cage. It wasn't in the octagon, but still, it was pretty much a mixed martial arts fight. And the very first one captured on film. Yeah, it was the first, but it wasn't the last. You know, Never Back Down, Warrior, Red Belt, mixed martial arts films, Champion, mixed martial arts films. They all been put out there. Yep. I tell you though, man. Not only you had Sammo Hung in this movie, but you also had Jackie Chan, Lee in this movie. Yes, you heard right, Jackie Chan. He played one of the guards. He played one of Mr. Han's guards. And matter of fact, yeah, he was the guy that's trying to lock Lee from behind. Lee switched around, got him, locked his arm. He got him by his hair. Another guy come up to him. He gave him a kick. And then we got the close-up of Lee's face while he snapped Jackie's neck. Yeah, he broke Jackie. Jeez. He broke more necks than Superman. Man, first he broke Chuck Norris's neck in Return of the Dragon, and then he broke Jackie Chan's neck in Enter the Dragon. I tell you. Yeah, you go up against Lee, and you snap your neck, boy. I tell you. Oh. What can I say? Dude, the greatest of all time, What Muhammad Ali did for boxing, and Bruce Lee did for martial arts in film. For Asia. For Asians, in a way. So, yeah. Bruce Lee, yeah, he truly is the great one. Truly is the great one. Yeah, thinking about this cat right here, yeah, he can claim to be the great one, but still, Bruce Lee, he's the real great one. So, yeah, I tell you, though, man, this movie, though, it done a lot for a lot of people. It built a lot of stars and made a lot of history. And, got a lot of memorable scenes in it. Of course, you got the fight in the fight against the guards. He's taking on everybody that's coming for him. He's taking them on, and pretty much upgrading in weapons, from the bow staff to the cutlery sticks to the nunchucks, he upgraded in weapons in that whole melee scene. And then the fight against Han, you know, the final fight against Han took him on outside. Han had to go inside, you know, because he's the one-handed bandit, you know. You know, it was found out in the middle of the movie. You know, it was I guess you could say that was the second act twist. You know, when we found out that Han is he only has one hand. The other hand he uses as a weapon. You know, whether it's a metal hand or he'll take off he'll take it off, put on a bear claw, and he'll use the bear claw until Lee, you know, he scratched Lee's face with that bear claw. Lee disarmed him, so he went inside inside to his museum, and Lee had to catch up to him. He cornered him there. So Han he smashed one of his glass cases, and he grabbed the metal claw, the 4-blade metal claw, put that on his hand. Yeah, so he and Lee, you know, went at it, scratched him up a few more times, you know. Then, you know, after he pretty much couldn't get a handle on Lee, he went into his hall of mirrors, you know, and Lee had to follow him inside. So Lee's looking around, and this is where Han got the advantage, because you know this is his place. You know, he know every corner to hide in. But Lee, he's looking around. He's looking around, and he's not looking at the mirrors, but he's looking around the corners. And Han, he is hiding, even though we can see him in the mirror. Even though we can see him in the mirror, Lee doesn't. Until he remembered he remembered what his master said. Yeah, the enemy has images that he hides from. You expose the image, and you can expose the enemy. So, you know, Lee looks around. Yeah, he noticed. Yeah, the mirrors. Yeah. So, you know, he smashes every single one of the mirrors. And as he's looking around, he can now get a much more easier fix on Han. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, when he sees Han, you know, Han, you know, he got his claw, looking like Vega almost. He got his claw, you know, he's in his fighting stance. Lee, you know, he's approaching him real slowly. And this thing, you know, he hits him with one hell of a sidekick, a thrust sidekick. Sends Han flying into that spear that he jammed into the wall earlier. And yeah, that was it for him. Yeah, impaled by his own weapon. Dude should have watched out. He should have minded his surroundings before he went into a fight with Lee. And that's another thing too. Lee, he's playing Bruce Lee. He's playing a character named Lee. You know, yeah, a highly proficient Shaolin martial artist and instructor from Hong Kong. Yeah, he is recruited by this British intelligence agent to investigate the crime lord Han, a suspected crime lord Han. Yeah, so Lee is persuaded to attend the high-profile martial arts tournament that Han is holding on this island, this secluded island. So Lee and two other individuals named Roper and his best buddy from Vietnam, Williams, played by Saxon and Kelly, respectively. You know, yeah, these three guys and a whole bunch of other fighters. They attend this tournament, all for different reasons, and well, that's where the story really began. Tell you, this all sounds like Mortal Kombat. Like I said, this movie is an inspiration to a lot of video games, a lot of fighting games, and of course, Mortal Kombat is one of them. It's the main game that it's the main game that I'm referring to, and which I will be covering next week. Not the game, the movie, of course, but still, man. You play the game, it's pretty much Enter the Dragon, especially when you play as Liu Kang. But yeah, but despite all of this, Lee he finds out that his sister, before he goes to the island to fight in the tournament, he is told that his sister was killed by this guy named O'Hara, and he finds out that O'Hara is Han's bodyguard, and he is also competing in a tournament. And by the time Lee and O'Hara got, when they met up in a tournament to fight each other, it was Lee's turn. The guy asked him, "Yeah, you ready?" Yeah, Mr. Lee. When he peeks over, the guy asked him, "Yeah, he's up." Yeah. So yeah, Lee gets up and you see who he's fighting, and it's O'Hara. And the look on his face, man, that tight shot of his face, like a Michael Mann movie. Yeah, tight shot of his face, and you see that Han is the man he's fighting. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, finally gonna get his hands on him. Yeah. When he saw him face to face for the first time, he was in his room and he was warming up for the first day of the tournament, and he sees Han standing at his door. O'Hara standing at his door, and O'Hara tell him, "Yeah, you must attend tournament in uniform." And Lee just says one word: outside. And that look on his face. Yeah. Yeah, so when he sees that O'Hara is the man that he's going to fight in the tournament, his first opponent that he's going to fight in the tournament, yeah, he saw that, yeah, we can tell it's go time. So yeah, Lee, plays it calm and cool, but in the inside, he's burning with that fury. He's playing it calm and cool on the outside, and then so he catch him with a couple of quick back fists. You know, Han, not Han. Why would you say Han? I mean O'Hara. O'Hara. He catches he just catches wind of this, and he catches wind of the fact that he's been outclassed by this guy. So here we go. O'Hara, even though he lost the fight, after Lee put him down with that huge kick, O'Hara, even though he lost the fight, he grabbed these bottles, smashing the pieces. Gonna use the jagged edges. But Lee comes at him, disarms him, and then disarms him with a kick. Put him down, jumped, came right down on his neck, took him out. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, another one of the most memorable scenes in this movie. We just all witnessed the power of Bruce Lee throughout this movie. And yeah, I tell you, it's that power that still resonates in future martial artists. Hey, like I said, the movie is the measuring stick. The movie is the gold standard, and so is Bruce Lee. Number one inspiration for all martial artists out there, all martial artists that we know, that we've seen on film, and all future martial artists in the some fighting UFC, some in Bellator, some in the dojo training right now. But yeah, I tell you, this, like I said, this movie, everything you could ask for, everything you want. And yeah, you got the hot women, you got the at the time, top-notch martial arts action. At the time, I mean, it got better over the years, but at the time, there was some top-notch martial arts action in this movie, and you got pretty good storytelling too. So yeah, I tell you, man, I went all over the place with it, but it all comes together, just like a good plan. It all comes together. This movie, though, Enter the Dragon, it's a straight up 5 out of 5. I might be biased when I say it too, but hey, who cares? You can't really pass it up. You can't really go sleep on it. You don't own a movie collection unless you have a Bruce Lee movie in your collection. And that's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say on it. 5 out of 5. That's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, next week, culminating the release of the brand new video game, we're going to get into some Mortal Kombat. So yeah, you keep it locked right here for that. Check out this shit right here. It's got to be right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is all.